Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Yeah. Oh, baby, I like
yoga helped me make that transition, whereas I felt the results of eating meat while I was doing yoga, so it's just like, this doesn't go together.
Okay.
So how did yoga find its way into your life? Was it first or second?
Interesting. I have been fascinated with yoga since I was like 9, 10 years old. There used to be a yoga show on PBS, and so I would practice with the show. And then I would practice from there, and then in college they had yoga at my school, so I did the yoga. And then I discovered Bikram while I was in high school and college, and really wanted to commit to Bikram but couldn't because as a college student, Bikram is kind of expensive. You know? And then, you know, so I would go to classes here and there, and I got really serious with my practice a few years ago. And then most recently last year, I did 151 days of Bikram yoga in a row.
Nice.
And while I was doing it, I was completely raw. And I would say that I probably was able to sustain that and not really compromise my body because I was raw.
Nice.
So, but it was yoga, then veganism, I would say.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the Moving Art show, where we bring art, yoga, and the whole vegetarian lifestyle in full circle?
I'm really excited because to me everything is interconnected. Like, I really believe in a holistic lifestyle. So when people say like, who are you? This is like really great for me because I don't have to just show like one personality. I can have all my multiple personalities in one space. Or at least some of my personalities in one space. And then I think oftentimes people want to make healthier choices, and they find it really difficult. So that's why I was really excited to be able to do some raw vegan demos for them, because it's not that hard. And I know, like, in my journey, I've had some really nasty, healthy food, and I'm really big on you can be healthy and it can taste amazing.
Yes, it can.
So my demos are always about like, this is healthy for you and it tastes good. So that's why I came up with the name for my raw vegan company as Yes Baby I Like It Raw. To say like, yeah, like it's really good and it's not really processed, and it can be good and not be processed.
Nice. Now, what do you plan on making, if you decided that yet?
I want to make a dessert, right? So I'm debating between raw Twix or a peach cobbler or apple pie. And then I'm still kind of trying to figure out what my savory will be.
Okay.
So stay tuned. It'll taste good, I promise.
So, just to keep it in motion with the food and raw food, how did you become influenced to turn vegan or vegetarian first? What was the process like for you? Okay,
so it's a really interesting story. If you asked my 19-year-old self would I be a vegan, I'd be like, hell no! I love my chicken. I grew up Seventh-day Adventist, so I grew up with restrictions. With Adventism, we preach a kosher diet, which you'll find like the rules in the Old Testament, and we also preach vegetarianism. My family, being of Haitian descent, definitely went with like, okay, we can be kosher. They dabbled with veganism or vegetarianism, but never really committed to it like the way I have. I should say that I have, well, the family members who have aren't Adventists. So unfortunately, I got diagnosed with some really rare disorders when I was young, and I'm a nerd. Like, I'm an artist, but I actually majored in neuroscience. Okay. So I was always like doing research, and I was always into holistic medicine, in part because of the religion that I was raised in and my Haitian background. So when I became of age and I started to do research, I was like, you know what, I think if I really make a shift in my diet, it'll allow me to take control of my diseases instead of having 6 specialists going to the doctor all the time, being medicated and being told, we really can't really do anything for you, but just take this to kind of just like band-aid the situation. But it definitely was a leap for me, because I remember right before I became a vegan, during AY, that's like in the afternoon after church, is Adventist youth. They have programs where they teach things. And they were doing like a seminar on like chicken and how chicken was being fed feces and all this stuff. Things that should make you be like, oh, I don't want no chicken. I was like, I don't care what the chicken eats. I love my chicken. I mean, I was like that T-bone and steak girl. Like my family always jokes like, I just can't believe you've committed to this for this long, because it's been 14 years.
Nice.
So I made the shift because I wanted to take control of my health. And I mean, like, I've been able to keep my diseases in remission as a result of me doing the research and applying it to my life. And then I got certified as a holistic health consultant and started dabbling with raw foods, and then eventually became a raw vegan chef as well. So that was the segue for me. And then I just felt really good, like outside of my diseases. I remember at the time I was still working nights, and I became a vegan, and my energy levels were like out of this world. And it didn't play, I won't say it was difficult of a transition for me, because I was dating someone who was also vegan and I wasn't, so it was an easy leap. So like my first Thanksgiving, I just stayed with him, because I was like, give me the drumstick of the turkey person. So yeah, that's how I became plant-based, and I've stayed that way because I feel so much better just overall. And then things are so much worse in terms of how animals are being treated and things like that. It just makes sense for me. I don't push veganism on people. I say do what works for you, but I do say that you should have at least 50% of your day be raw fruits and vegetables. Because if you're alive, you should be eating things that are alive.
Exactly.
So, yeah, because it's a big leap to just like give up something that you've been eating for such a long time.
Now for me, it happened overnight, where I was just like, I saw a piece of turkey after a long yoga session. I was just like, I'm not gonna eat that anymore.
Well, you know, it was an overnight for me too. Like August 2001, it's like, I'm not gonna eat meat no more. And it was just like cold turkey, you know, like getting off of this and getting off of that. Like, some people have to do that transition. It's just kind of like, yeah, I'm not gonna do this anymore. Yeah. You know, and I loved, I loved chicken, and
I love curry goat.
I love steak. I've been telling you, like, give me a T-bone with some pancakes and some eggs for breakfast. Yes. You know, I could eat like a dude, so it's just like, okay, I'm not doing that anymore, so.
Yeah. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw.